Hi, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Today I'm going to show you how I've turned a normal Danish farmhouse into a piece of modernistic architecture. Pretty big promise, huh? I'll show you some great video and then I'll sketch out the 4 main concepts that I've been using for this design. They are 1. Creating the free plan. 2. Using light to guide you around. 3. Using accesses to guide you around. And then lastly, planning out where you have private and public zones in the house. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a tip on how you can make the free plan in your own home without remodeling anything. So stick around, remember to subscribe, hit that little bell to get notifications, give the video a like if you do, and check out my Instagram for more great photos of this project. Excited? Well, I certainly am. This is the most complete remodel I've ever done, and I think that the spaces and the architecture that came out of it is absolutely gorgeous. Let me know in the comments what your favorite parts of this project are, and then let's get going with this. So creating a free plan is very much about looking at your house as an outer wall with a free flowing plan. That means the same kind of floor everywhere, and then collecting all of the functions like kitchen and bathrooms into boxes that are kind of floating around on this floor. The boxes, I call them super furnitures. They're completely separated from the outer wall so you can walk around them. Now, the hard part here is actually cutting off those inner walls, because many of them stand all the way out to the outer walls, and they have load bearing or wind stabilizing functions. So when you cut them away, you risk dismantling the entire house. So what do? Well, in this project we put in a lot of steel like this. This is an I-beam, it's the smallest you can get. We put in 3 of these, only a lot bigger, actually the biggest standard size you can get. And it took over all the load bearing and the wind stabilizing properties. So it's holding up the roof and making sure that the entire building doesn't fall over when it's windy outside. It's pretty neat, huh? Check out this video from the build. Now the crazy part here is if he drops that huge beam right now, he's going to demolish the entire house and we are back to square one. Now the second concept I used is about letting light lead the way. Humans are very curious beings. We love having to figure it out, and I use that quite a lot in my architecture. Even the unseen light from a window is enough to lure you to investigate and move into that new space. That way I can use it to guide you through the house. I use this concept throughout the house. And particularly when you arrive, I want you to see the light down here on the other side of the box, because I want to lure you down there. I want to guide you down to that space. That's the heart of the building. And when you turn the corner and you come around that box, the heart of the building is revealed to you. And the park-like garden bursts through this huge window that we put in the facade, really connecting you between the inside and the outside. The third concept I used is using accesses to guide you. So I laid out an access from the entrance and all the way through the house to the window that overlooks the rose garden. That access is going to help you move through the house. Now there's another part of the house and I want that activated as well, so I laid in an axis here. That axis is completely perpendicular to the first one, so when you move along the first one you're going to get disrupted by the second one, easing you into a completely new direction and a completely new part of the house. That's very intentional. The fourth concept I worked with is very much to do about laying out the plan and figuring out where you have the private and the public areas. Now when you work with the free plan and you have these super furniture scattered around on this big flowing floor, it's very difficult to not have everything become a public space. So first I identified where do you actually want to have the private spaces, and then I introduced a concept where I use sliding doors coming out from the super furnitures. So you get a very flexible space where you can have it almost completely public, but you can also close it up and then you get these smaller private spaces. Let me know in the comments what your favorite parts of this project were. I would love that. If you want to see more of this, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell to get the notifications. Now, here's my tip. If you want to create a free plan in your house without remodeling anything, mirrors are the way to go. If you get a full-size mirror and you place it on the inner wall all the way up against the outer wall, when you move around that space, this mirror is going to be reflecting the outer wall. So when you move around the space, it's going to look like that part of the wall where the mirror is completely deleted, and that the outer wall just continues behind what's left of the inner wall. That's a neat little inexpensive trick. Try it out. Just go get whatever mirror you have, take it down from the wall and then put it up against the outer wall and see how that works. Move around a bit so you really get the perspective going. That's it for now. See you in the next one.